We've been covering stories all week about artificial intelligence integrating into different facets of society. And now we're learning that it's becoming a concern on Capitol Hill. Politico reports the Office of Legislative Counsel is sorting through an influx of new AI-generated bills. They say that some staffers are straining to review errors and inaccurate information amid the flood of lengthy drafts of legislative proposals. I want to bring in DreamProIT CEO, DreamProIT CEO Ari Hershowitz. He is an attorney and technology expert who works to bring transparency and modern software tools to the government. Ari, apologies on that. I want to start with this sort of influx that we're seeing. Is AI a reliable tool to draft bills?
No, not at all. And, maybe in a couple of years it might be, but right now there's just not the technical capability for AI to write bills. And the bigger question is, why would you want them to? We voted on and sent people to represent us in Congress and not the software tools. So the first question is who's using their judgment to evaluate the bills that are being sent in?
Yeah, and we know, do you guys remember back in July, there was a Canadian politician who was on the floor of the Canadian Parliament and was reading what he said was a draft of a bill that he was proposing. And as he continued to read, he said something like, here's a more natural flowing version of that section that reads like a legislative draft as opposed to, he basically forgot to remove I don't know what they call it, when AI is telling you, hey, how do you like this version that I've created for you? So we know that some people, at least in that particular case, are using it. You've worked with the Office of Legislative Counsel. Have you seen errors like the one I just pointed out?
Yeah, so the Office of Legislative Counsel is this professional office. They have, each lawyer has 15, 20, 30 years of experience writing bills. And there are two parts to writing the bill. One is the getting the text right and knowing what other law you want to amend and change. And that's a technical problem that AI can't solve because they don't have access to the law as it is today. They just have text all over the last 200 years, right? And the second one is just a matter of judgment. And again, that's something that AI doesn't have that's built into lawyers. So, you can go today to ChatGPT and say, write me a law that does this following thing. And it'll have two problems with it. One is technical. It's not writing against the law that you have today. So it's making something up in a fictional U.S. law that doesn't exist. And the other is that it doesn't have that judgment sort of honed over 20 years of what's really going to make a good impact on U.S. society.
And Ari, AI does seem like an inevitable future. Honestly, it's like an inevitable present, it feels like sometimes. What type of improvements or regulations do you think need to happen to optimize AI use on Capitol Hill? Because I can see a world where if it is used correctly, then maybe things can get done a lot faster in terms of that legislation drafting process.
Absolutely. And what I would think of as AI, and we use this every day, is spell checking. So there are forms of AI that are already being used even in the Office of Legislative Counsel, in that you're going to check grammar, you're going to check spelling. We built a tool that went into the Office of Legislative Counsel that helps them understand what if a bill is drafted in this way today, how is it going to change the text of the law? But in order for AI to be able to do that, Congress has to clean up the laws and put laws into one digital form that AI can really understand. The problem that I was talking about before is you have Congresses over 250 years passing one law at a time, and those are scattered all over the place, and AI just takes that in as text, and if it writes a law against all of that text, it becomes garbage.
Really interesting.
So it's basically a cleanup bill that's already been written by the Law Revision Council, and Congress needs to pass that before you can sort of have a single target for AI to understand what's the law today that we need to draft a bill against.
At every step in the process, you need to have these guardrails. Ari Hershowitz, really appreciate you joining us.